What's up, party people, and welcome back to another episode of NYC Foodways, your weekly food and culture discussion from the cultural capital of the world. My name is John, and this week's episode is dedicated to artistic polymath Carl Van Vechten, who somehow managed to meet every single interesting person alive in the first half of the 20th century. In 2018, I moved back to New York City after many years living in my beloved New Orleans. Navigating the rental process in Manhattan remotely was complicated to say the least, and I did not have the luxury of factoring in restaurant access when considering potential homes. Eventually, a suitable abode was found in Chelsea at 23rd Street near 9th Avenue. This part of town is interesting. The Hotel Chelsea, once the gold standard of Manhattan Bohemia, and home to El Quijote, a Spanish restaurant opened in 1930, was undergoing renovation 2 blocks east. And the High Line, which had pushed already not cheap real estate in the area towards stratospheric heights, was just 1 block west. The nascent Manhattan tech corridor, with all the usual players, was growing by the month on Chelsea's northern and southern borders. So where did that leave the area's restaurant-born foodways? Fortunately, there were a handful of standout options all within a short distance of my new pad. The Chelsea Square Diner, dating from I believe the 1960s but possibly earlier, is the OG of the bunch and lords over the intersection of 23rd and 9th Avenue like a gargoyle, and is such a classic NYC food space that is frequently used as a location shoot for Law & Order. The Venerable Grand Sichuan, also known as Grand Sichuan Chelsea and Grand Sichuan International, with a history worthy of Shakespearean drama, was established in 1998 at 229 9th Avenue and is one of Manhattan's finest Sichuan restaurants outside of Chinatown. Pepe Giallo, the definition of a neighborhood restaurant, one that has been feeding the area's starving artists since 1997, and a place we will be focusing on in the future, was right around the corner at 195 10th Avenue. And the divinely ordained Dil-e-Punjab Deli, the subject of today's episode, can be found at 179th Avenue between 21st and 22nd. I believe Dili translates to English as heart to heart, which is both extremely touching and entirely accurate. The cooking there is heartfelt indeed, and it's heartwarming to see this place survive the tests of time and COVID. I've been told that I have a lot of heart, and perhaps that is why I am so drawn to this place. The shop is unassuming and narrow, perhaps 10 feet wide, and on its right side, facing in, is a steam table with the day's offerings, a rice cooker, and a griddle used to warm roti. On the left side is a narrow countertop where diners chow down standing. Punjabi and other Indian dried goods line the walls, and Dil-e-Punjab serves what an outside observer striving not to be ethnocentric believes is a mainly Sikh customer base, including a large number of cab drivers who park outside to feast on the reasonably priced platters of rice, roti, and a rotating selection of about a dozen preparations of vegetables, all of which are good. Very good, in fact. So good that I was hesitant to do a ratings breakdown of what's on offer here, partly because the quality of everything is so high and partly because I'm not particularly experienced in Punjabi cuisine. There are a few options here that outshine the rest though, so to satisfy our urge to quantify all we encounter, we'll assign the different dishes these ratings in ascending order on the official NYC Foodways Novice White Guy's Guide to a selection of Punjabi food's rating scale. Very good, great, excellent, and outstanding. Oh, and we'll focus solely on the options for the mixed platters. Dil-e-Punjab sells about a half dozen appetizers and sweets as well, but in my many visits over the years, I've never tried them, and from what I've noticed, they account for about 5% of the place's business. If you have any data on the subject, please drop a comment below. All right, first up is Aloo Gobi, the classic mixture of potatoes and cauliflower tinged yellow with turmeric. Next up, we have Band Gobi, stewed cabbage with peas and chunks of soy protein. Low-level people will say this sounds weird, and that's exactly why they are where they are in life. Sarson ka saag, a curried puree of mustard greens, garlic, and ginger, is perfect with roti. Bindi masala is a dish of okra stir-fried with tomatoes, onions, and spices. Tofu matar, a spicy tomato curry with peas, is fantastic. The green beans are the outlier here, and we're going to skip this one. Bangan bharta, spicy mashed roasted eggplant, is tremendously rich and not to be missed. Dil-e-Punjab has a number of different preparations of dal on offer, and all are uniformly good. Also good, are you noticing a trend here, is the chana masala, or stewed chickpeas. Rounding out the menu are a couple choices of imitation meat cooked with vegetables, and lastly, the absolute best thing served at Dil-e-Punjab Deli, the Kadhi Pakora, also known as Punjabi Dahi Curry. This is the one, folks. Onion fritters are submerged in a rich, yogurt-based yellow curry laced with chili powder, turmeric, and fenugreek with fantastic results. Do not miss it. Your standard platter arrives with your choice of 3 types of veg, served with rice, roti, raita, and a chunky green hot sauce that I'm fairly certain is made on site, or if not, is just way better than it has any right to be. Like Lakadi Dad before it, Dil-e-Punjab Deli is a very cheap eatery in a very expensive area. Can you believe that? Until the player hater COVID came through, you could get one of these platters for the low price of only $7.99. It's a lot of food. Those of you practicing healthy eating have been known to split it into 2 meals. For the rest of us, there is more than enough to feast with a bit left over as a snack. As to be expected, prices are up a couple bucks since 2020, but it's still a deal for sure. Let's check in with the Yelp Brain Trust, shall we? An almost accurate rating. Well, they say even a broken clock is right twice a day. No, but seriously, there are some lovingly written, one might say even heart-to-heart reviews here. That's the power of this place. It's strong enough to make people write poetry in its honor. Really, check it out. Someone actually wrote a poem about the food here. Hey, I like writing. 2 platters, both alike in deliciousness, in fair Chelsea where we lay our scene. From Foodways of Punjabi, samosas crisp, there is such tasty hot sauce green. From 4th esteemed table of this place, a trio of veg-friendly entrees mix. Whose cooks their food doth our presence grace, the offerings here will our hunger fix. The flavorful passage of veggies stewed, and the rice and roti o'er which it's served, bring to this YouTube channel viewers glued, and will leave even your standard Yelp weirdo unnerved. Bring a to-go bag to your place, all will be jelly. What food you do enjoy from Dil-e-Punjab Deli. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for another episode of NYC Foodways. Peace.